But we can't hear Ciming ah.
Luis, you dengar Ciming cakap tak, Luis?
Tak dengar.
Tak ada.
Nanti I call, I through, I klik call dia. Sekejap
Sebab Ciming problem UKL sebenarnya.
Handphone lah. Hey.
Tadi dia tak okey je, saya cakap semalam betul okey. Hari ni betul tak okey. Ha? Betul lah.
Luis. Okay, Ciming, you here or not? Ciming, you here or not?
Yeah, Jiren, I can hear you. One more time.
What is your link first in the chat? I'm in now. Now I'm in. Okay. Now. Hello, hello. I think I'm in. Hello. After so long. Okay. Okay, duduk. Yeah, can finally. I think I will switch off the virtual background now, but I can blur out the back. Yeah. Okay. Then I have to just pick it up. Pick it up and show up. No, after Bruce and like Instagram. Can you all hear us?
Now, okay, we can see you. I can hear you already.
Yeah. Great, I can see and hear you too. Finally.
Ruzi
Okay.
very hot.
Everything everybody see you fanning, you know.
You open to public already,
Turn on your camera actually. Don't worry. It's okay. It's because weather hot.
Weather hot. I'm hot, but
Okay. I think we're ready. Sorry guys for the technical glitch.
what's the time now? 3 o'clock.
Cakap sekali. Cik Ming, Ruzi.
Yes. Yes, we're ready. We're ready. Shall we start?
Cik Ming, you dengar saya?
Dengar.
Can you on the camera? Kita nak tengok dulu.
Okay. Okay?
Okay. Ruzi, you hear?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Alright. Okay, we can start now. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we can start now.
Sebelum kita bermula, mohon perhatian pada tuan-tuan dan puan-puan yang terlibat secara langsung dengan majlis MoU. Saya mohon untuk meletakkan telefon tuan-tuan dan puan-puan pada mode silent mode untuk memastikan kelancaran majlis. Saya ulangi, saya mohon tuan-tuan dan puan-puan yang terlibat secara langsung dengan majlis MoU untuk meletakkan telefon tuan-tuan dan puan-puan pada silent mode untuk memastikan kelancaran majlis. Terima kasih. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Yang berbahagia Profesor Dr. Ismail Ahmad, Rektor UiTM Cawangan Johor. Yang berbahagia Puan Ruzi Rani Ajit, Ketua Pegawai Eksekutif CSG-CIMB. Dr. Ahmad Razi Ramli, Timbalan Rektor Hal Ehwal Akademik. Profesor Madya Dr. Sauna Zainon, Timbalan Rektor Penyelidikan Jaringan Industri dan Alumni. Profesor Madya Dr. Zamali Haji Tarmudi, Timbalan Rektor Hal Ehwal Pelajar. Encik Louis T, Head of Retail Product and Channel, Barisan Jawatankuasa Eksekutif Negeri UiTM Johor, Ketua-Ketua Jabatan Head of Department CSG-CIMB, Koordinator Korporat UiTM Cawangan Johor, Ketua Pusat Pengajian Fakulti Pengurusan Perniagaan, Barisan Moderator dan Panel Wagina Melabur UiTM, Pengarah Program Merangkap Koordinator Program A242 dan A251, Koordinator Program Fakulti Pengurusan dan Perniagaan, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan dan para pelajar yang saya hormati sekalian. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh dan selamat sejahtera. Selamat datang ke Majlis Menandatangani Memorandum Persefahaman di antara Universiti Teknologi Mara Cawangan Johor bersama CSG-CIMB. Alhamdulillah, syukur kepada Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala kerana pada sesi kali ini kita berpeluang bersama menyaksikan satu lagi detik bersejarah buat UiTM dan CSG-CIMB. Untuk makluman tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, ini merupakan penyambungan kali ketiga di antara UiTM Cawangan Johor dan CSG-CIMB. Pihak UiTM amat berbesar hati atas kesediaan tetamu pada hari ini, terutama kepada CSG-CIMB untuk bersama pada majlis kali ini. Terima kasih diucapkan. Meneruskan acara, majlis mempersilakan Ustaz Rafiuddin Muhammad Yusof, Pegawai Hak Ehwal Kanan Islam untuk membacakan doa. Dipersilakan.
Kitab Al-Fatihah. Alhamdulillah minasyaitonirrajim. Bismillah. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين اللهم أحينا بالإيمان وأمتنا بالإيمان وانشرنا بالإيمان وأدخلنا الجنة مع الإيمان اللهم يا رحمن يا رحيم. Sungguhnya dengan izin dan takdirmu kami menyatakan kesyukuran di atas ilmu yang tidak ternilai. Di samping nikmat yang cukup bermakna bagi kami iaitu nikmat iman dan Islam yang telah Engkau limpahkan kepada kami. Jadikanlah kami insan yang sentiasa bersyukur dengan segala nikmat pemberian, kesejahteraan dan kesihatan. Semoga kami tergolong dalam golongan orang-orang yang bersyukur dan dihindari dari golongan orang-orang yang lain-lain. Berikanlah apalah kiranya kepada kami semua keberkatan sebagai hamba kepada-Mu. Allahumma ya qayyum ya matin. Berkati dan rahmatilah majlis kami ini, Majlis Menandatangani Memorandum Persefahaman MoU antara UiTM dan CSG-CIMB. Kurniakanlah kepada kami semua kesihatan anggota, kecergasan minda, ketenangan jiwa, kekuatan semangat dan kemantapan rohani. Semoga dengan ini kami mampu menghadapi cabaran, berdaya saing dan mampu mengangkat martabat agama, bangsa dan negara. Berikan kekuatan kepada kami semua untuk memikul amanah dan tanggungjawab yang diberi, agar kami dapat melaksanakannya dengan baik dan sempurna. Juga berikan kejayaan cemerlang kepada kami dalam apa jua bidang yang kami ceburi. Ya Allah ya Zal Jalali wal Ikram, ampunkanlah dosa-dosa kami, dosa kedua ibu bapa kami, dosa semua kaum muslimin muslimat, mukminin dan mukminat sama ada yang masih hidup atau yang telah meninggal dunia. Ya Allah, Engkau letakkanlah ke dalam diri kami rasa tanggungjawab atas setiap tugas yang diamanahkan kepada kami. Satukan dan perteguhkanlah hati-hati kami di bawah keridhaan-Mu. Lahirkan perasaan persaudaraan di antara kami dan jauhkanlah kami dari sebarang bentuk musibah, kecederaan, wabak, penyakit dan bala bencana. Allahumma jam'ana haza jam'a marhuma وتفرقنا من بعد تفرقا معصوما ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكون من الخاسرين ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين تقبل الله منكم.
Amin, amin, ya Rabbal Alamin. Terima kasih diucapkan kepada Ustaz Rafidin atas bacaan doa sebentar tadi. Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan yang dihormati, seterusnya, majlis mempersilakan yang berbahagia Profesor Dr. Ismail Ahmad, Rektor UiTM Cawangan Johor untuk menyampaikan ucapan. Majlis dengan segala hormatnya mempersilakan.
Terima kasih pengacara majlis. A'udzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi washabbihi ajma'in. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dan salam sejahtera. Yang berbahagia Puan Rozi Rani Aziz, Chief Executive Officer CSG-CIMB Securities. Yang berbahagia Encik Louis Teh, Head of Retail Products and Channels CSG-CIMB Securities. Timbalan Rektor, Barisan Pengurusan Eksekutif UiTM Cawangan Johor, Barisan Pengurusan CSG-CIMB Securities, dan seterusnya tetamu-tetamu jemputan, para pensyarah dan kaki tangan UiTM dan pelajar-pelajar UiTM Cawangan Johor yang dihormati sekalian. Para hadirin yang dirahmati sekalian, saya bersyukur kepada Allah SWT kerana dengan limpah kurnianya dapat kita bersama-sama berada di dalam majlis ini bagi menjayakan Majlis Menandatangani Memorandum Persefahaman MoU antara UiTM dan CSG-CIMB Securities dan webinar Mari Labur at UiTM Johor. Pada kesempatan ini, saya ingin merakamkan setinggi-tinggi terima kasih yang tidak terhingga kepada Puan Rozi Rani Aziz dan warga kerja CSG-CIMB Securities atas kesediaan untuk bersama-sama pada majlis hari ini. Ibuan, terima kasih kepada semua. Para hadirin sekalian, bagi pihak UiTM Cawangan Johor, saya amat berterima kasih kepada CSG-CIMB Securities atas kerjasama yang telah dijalin sejak 4 tahun yang lepas. Pada 2016 ia bermula. UiTM Johor telah bekerjasama dengan projek penubuhan CIMB Trading Room. Daripada projek ini banyak hasil yang telah dicapai. Antaranya, lebih 3,000 orang pelajar telah dilatih menggunakan platform iTrade CIMB, program CO Talk, ASEAN CIMB Stock Exchange dan program seminar pelaburan saham yang turut memberi pendedahan kepada masyarakat sekitar Johor, Melaka dan juga Negeri Sembilan. Seterusnya pada tahun 2009, sekali lagi CIMB memberi kepercayaan kepada UiTM Johor dengan menandatangani MoU dan penubuhan makmal data raya Big Data Lab. Projek-projek ini juga telah dilawati oleh ramai VIP dan institusi lain sebagai lawatan penanda aras benchmarking. Saya rasakan ini adalah satu kebanggaan UiTM dan khususnya UiTM Johor. Melihat kepada keberjayaan projek ini, CSG-CIMB Securities sekali lagi meletakkan kepercayaan untuk meneruskan kerjasama dengan UiTM Cawangan Johor bagi tahun yang kelima sejak kerjasama ini jalin pada tahun 2016. Jadi para hadirin sekalian, penubuhan training room ini adalah sebagai mendukung hasrat pihak Kementerian Pengajian Tinggi Malaysia untuk menghasilkan graduan yang berkemahiran dalam berbagai bidang, termasuklah bidang pelaburan saham. Dengan adanya kerjasama ini, pelajar-pelajar UiTM telah mendapat banyak manfaat dari segi ilmu pelaburan khususnya. CIMB juga banyak memberi peluang kepada pelajar UiTM untuk menjalani latihan industri atau internship dan mengambil pelajar-pelajar UiTM Cawangan Johor khususnya dalam bidang pekerjaan. Saya ucapkan ribuan terima kasih kepada CIMB atas kesanggupan dan atas sumbangan selama ini. Oleh itu, dengan MoU ini saya berharap lagi banyak kerjasama dan projek bakal terjalin dengan pihak CSG-CIMB pada masa akan datang. Di antaranya adalah projek yang UiTM Johor harap boleh dilaksanakan ialah projek penyelidikan dan projek komuniti bersama-sama pihak CSG-CIMB di samping meneruskan projek-projek yang sedia ada. Akhir kata, saya sekali lagi mengucapkan jutaan terima kasih kepada Puan Ruzi, Rani dan pihak CSG-CIMB Securities atas kepercayaan kepada UiTM Cawangan Johor. UiTM Johor akan komited untuk memastikan semua projek-projek kerjasama akan dapat dimanfaatkan sebaik-baiknya oleh pelajar dan tenaga pengajar di sini. Oleh itu, saya harap dengan itu apa yang diusahakan ini akan mendapat rahmat daripada Allah SWT. Amin ya rabbal alamin. Saya akhiri dengan wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Sekian, terima kasih.
Terima kasih diucapkan kepada yang berbahagia atas ucapan sebentar tadi. Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan yang dihormati sekalian, seterusnya majlis mempersilakan yang berbahagia Puan Ruzi Rani Ajit, Ketua Pegawai Eksekutif CSG-CIMB untuk menyampaikan ucapan. Majlis dengan takzim mempersilakan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum dan selamat sejahtera saya ucapkan kepada yang berbahagia Profesor Dr. Ismail Ahmad, Rektor UiTM Johor, Timbalan-Timbalan Rektor Barisan Pengurusan Eksekutif UiTM Johor, pelajar-pelajar UiTM, semua rakan sekerja dari CSG-CIMB Securities, tetamu kehormat, puan-puan dan puan-puan. Terima kasih untuk menghadiri majlis yang berbahagia ini. Sebelum saya mula, saya ingin memohon kebenaran untuk mengguna sepatah dua perkataan bahasa Inggeris untuk memberi impak yang makna yang lebih jelas dan tepat. Saya ingin mendahulukan ucapan saya dengan merakamkan setinggi-tinggi penghargaan saya kepada Profesor Dr. Ismail Ahmad dan kesemua warga UiTM. Ini merupakan satu kehormatan bagi saya untuk menghadiri bersama anda semua pada hari ini dalam Majlis Menandatangani Memorandum of Understanding MoU di antara UiTM dan CSG-CIMB Securities dan juga webinar Melabur at UiTM Johor. 4 tahun yang lalu, kami membuka trading lab pertama kami di UiTM Segamat Johor. Saya berbesar hati kerana kini kami dapat merasmikan trading lab yang kedua di UiTM Puncak Alam yang mana mampu memanfaat lebih ramai pelajar. Saya diberitahu yang kebanyakan di kalangan anda merupakan pelajar tahun terakhir UiTM dan kemungkinan besar pernah menggunakan platform iTrade dalam kerja kursus anda. Online trading platform ini sebenarnya dan sememangnya teknologi platform yang sama dengan apa kami gunakan dalam kerja seharian di CSG-CIMB. Saya berharap anda menikmati pengalaman yang lancar dan bermanfaat dengan proses trading melalui sesi praktikal sepanjang kursus ini. Sekiranya anda mempunyai sebarang cadangan atau maklum balas bagi menambah baikkan platform ini, bolehlah anda kongsikan bersama kami. Kami amat menghargai jika anda boleh teruskan memberi sokongan anda kepada kami untuk meluaskan penggunaan pelaburan syariah di kalangan rakyat, rakan-rakan dan keluarga anda. Anda boleh mendapatkan maklumat selanjutnya di laman web Facebook kami yang bernama iTrade Islamic dan juga boleh berikan like and share sewajarnya. Kami berharap kerjasama di antara UiTM dan CSG-CIMB dapat diteruskan bukan setakat menjana trading lab, tapi kami ingin mencadangkan mengadakan sesi knowledge sharing on leadership, iaitu juga akan dikenali sebagai The Thoughts, it's a brand name ya, di mana pelajar-pelajar akan berpeluang mendengar dan berkongsi pendapat, nasihat, perjuangan tokoh-tokoh korporat, pemimpin-pemimpin serta individu yang terkemuka di negara kita. Series ini akan kami buat melalui webinar khusus untuk pelajar-pelajar UiTM. Saya tidak ingin berucap panjang since today is not about me. Hari ini adalah hari untuk memberi peluang kepada anda untuk mendengar tinjauan pasaran atau market update terkini, untuk mempelajari technical analysis dan juga untuk mendapatkan sedikit gambaran mendalam tentang CSG-CIMB trading platform. Semasa sesi soal jawab atau Q&A nanti, saya telah meminta Head of Retail and Product Channels Encik Louis Tay dan juga Head of Human Resource Cik Ivy Chu untuk bersedia bersama saya mengambil sebarang soalan yang anda kemukakan. Sila ajukan apa-apa soalan anda berkenaan platform kami atau juga peluang kerjaya bersama kami. Akhir kata, bagi pihak CSG-CIMB, kami berharap dapat menganjurkan lebih banyak makmal trading lab yang dapat memberi manfaat kepada lebih ramai pelajar pada masa akan datang. Semoga maju jaya and all the best dalam mencapai kejayaan dalam apa-apa bidang yang anda terajui. Semoga kami berjumpa lagi pada masa akan datang. Waalaikumsalam wabillahi wa taufiq wa hidayah. Sekian, terima kasih.
Atas ucapan sebentar tadi, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, majlis diteruskan dengan Majlis Menandatangani Memorandum Persefahaman di antara UiTM Cawangan Johor dan CSG-CIMB Securities. Majlis dengan hormatnya mempersilakan Yang Berbahagia Profesor Dr. Ismail Ahmad, Rektor UiTM Cawangan Johor dan Dr. Ahmad Razi Ramli untuk mewakili UiTM, dan Yang Berbahagia Puan Ruzi Raini Ajit, CEO CSG-CIMB dan Encik Louis Tay mewakili CSG-CIMB untuk menandatangani memorandum. Dipersilakan. Tahniah diucapkan kepada UiTM dan CSG-CIMB Securities atas pemeteraian Memorandum Persefahaman di antara dua-dua pihak. Tahniah diucapkan. Alhamdulillah, dengan pemeteraian MoU tadi, maka selesailah Majlis Menandatangani Memorandum pada hari ini. Majlis mengucapkan tahniah kepada UiTM Cawangan Johor dan juga CSG-CIMB Securities atas kejayaan menandatangani memorandum pada hari ini. Sekali lagi, pihak jawatan kuasa ingin mengucapkan tahniah kepada kedua-dua pihak. Saya mewakili jawatan kuasa program memohon juta maaf sekiranya ada kekurangan daripada pihak kami. Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, seterusnya kita akan ke program webinar yang mana akan dikelolakan oleh Encik Abdul Hafiz Omar selaku moderator. Terima kasih kepada Yang Berbahagia Rektor, bahagia CEO dan juga timbalan moderator dan tetamu jemputan. Terima kasih.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dr. Sauna Zainon, Timbalan Rektor, Penyelidikan Jaringan Industri dan Alumni. Profesor Madya Dr. Zamani Haji Tarmudi, Timbalan Rektor HAP. Encik Louis Tay, Head of Retail Product and Channels. Barisan Jawatan Kuasa Eksekutif Negeri, Ketua-Ketua Jabatan Head of Departments, CSG-CIMB. Puan Marziana Muhammad Malong, Ketua Pusat Pengajian Fakulti Pengurusan Perniagaan. Barisan Moderator dan Panel Web Melabur at UiTM, Encik Syamsul Syamsuddin, Pengarah Program Merangkap Koordinator Program BA 242 dan BA 251, Koordinator Program Fakulti Pengurusan Perniagaan, tuan-tuan, puan-puan dan para pelajar UiTM yang dirahmati Allah sekalian. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera kepada semua. Okey, baiklah, pada hari ini saya Abdul Hafiz selaku moderator kepada sesi webinar yang dibawakan khas oleh CSG-CIMB bersama rakan-rakan saya pada hari ini. Okey, jadi pada hari ini kami akan berkongsikan serba sedikit ya tentang market outlook and educational technical analysis, trading procedures dan juga online account opening, pembukaan akaun dan sedikit perkongsian ya tentang technical analysis, analisis technical. Okey, pada hari ini rakan saya iaitu Lee Chi Hao, Retail Research at CSG-CIMB, beliau akan membawakan tajuk Market Outlook dan Educational Technical Analysis, dan Puan Bazilah Dalila 3SS on Trading Procedures and Online Account Opening via CSG-CIMB Portal, dan saya Abdul Hafiz bin Omar, Dealers Representative di CSG-CIMB, akan mengelolakan sesi webinar pada hari ini. Jadi sebelum kita memulakan sesi webinar kita pada hari ini, ingin saya kongsikan sedikit tentang penafian. Okey, webinar ini memberikan gambaran keseluruhan mengenai situasi semasa. Ia tidak bertujuan untuk dan tidak boleh dianggap sebagai nasihat undang-undang dan perniagaan untuk apa-apa sebab tertentu. Okey, di sini kita dapat lihat sedikit Excellence Awards yang diterima oleh pihak CSG-CIMB Securities pada tahun 2019. Okey, Best Online Retail PO, kita champion. Best Overall Equities PO, kita juga champion. Best MIDS Research House, kita champion. Best Institutional Equities PO, Non-Investment Bank, kita champion. Best Retail Equities Participating Organisation, Non-Investment Bank, first runner-up, dan juga Best Retail Derivative, second runner-up. Okey, untuk pengetahuan adik-adik semua, kita mempunyai dua cara bagaimana kita hendak mengeksploitasi platform trading CSG-CIMB. Satunya adalah melalui sebentar ya. Okey, sebentar, kita ada masalah teknikal sikit. Cik Mimi, Puan Mimi, boleh bagi saya akses untuk share slides?
And also mine, thanks.
Ya. Puan Mimi?
I can share mine as well.
Ya. Maaf, ada masalah teknikal sedikit, technical glitch. Biasalah keadaan kita ramai orang working from home ya, Chi Hao, Bazilah. So there are so many technical glitch going on. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a new normal.
Yeah, new norm. Cik Mimi, Puan Mimi.
While waiting, maybe I can introduce myself. Hello everyone, good afternoon everyone. Actually, I'm the first speaker. My name is Chi Hao. I'm from CSG-CIMB Research. So while waiting the technical thing, let me share with you some info about how this thing works. So today the agenda, I will talk about two separate things. First one, I will talk about the education about technical analysis, then followed by market outlook. Because I understand that most of you are the participants. Most of the participants are students, so I think it will be the better I give them some basic technical analysis. It's one kind of method of how to investment in the market. So in CSG-CIMB Research, actually we have a lot of teams. We have economics teams, we have equity teams. So under equity teams, actually we have a lot of analysts, different analysts. For example, some analysts cover the plantation stock, which means some analysts cover the oil and gas stocks as well. For me, myself, actually I'm the CMT holder, Chartered Market Technicians, which make me professional in technical analysis. So basically, I'm the chartist for CSG-CIMB Research. So most likely, my field of work will be all about the charts, all about the price action. So I will talk more later about how we're going to use charts to benefit ourselves in this investment world. Okay, Hafiz, I'll pass to you. I believe you can share your slide already. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I still can't share my slides. How about you, Chihao? Do you have the...
I think I can. So I just start maybe. Oh.
Okay. Let's wait a little bit more.
Can you see my...
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, saya minta maaf ada sedikit masalah teknikal ya, di mana saya tidak dapat berkongsikan slides bersama anda semua, tapi tak mengapa. Yang penting kita dapat perkongsian daripada Chihao dulu tentang sedikit perincian tentang technical analysis. Okay, Chihao, perhaps you can share with the participants on your market outlook and educational technical analysis first, yeah?
Yeah, sure. Okay, thanks, Afif. Okay. Yeah. So as I mentioned earlier, so I'm part of this, one of the analysts of many analysts in CSG-CIMB research. So before I really start, actually, this is disclaimer, which is most important slide. As I mentioned earlier, is because understanding the audience, most of the students, so I definitely will start from the educational on technical analysis. So in the investment world, for a new joiner to investment, actually it's not hard. But you heard about what is fundamental analysis and what is technical analysis. Actually, it's just different school of thought in the investment method. So in fundamental analysis, basically is analyzing the characteristic of the company.
So macam mana ni saya?
Sorry. Okay. So for the fundamental analysis, you are studying the fundamental of the company by using their accounting, maybe the income statement, their cash flow, their prospect. Then you have this thing we call the valuation, which means we give them a PE valuation, we give a DCF valuation or sum of part SOP to value what's the intrinsic value of the company or what's the fair value of the company. The other school of thought in investment world we call the technical analysis. Basically, they only rely on price and volume action. So basically, it's a price and versus value. So actually, technical analysis is help you to narrow the gap between the intrinsic value and the price. In my opinion, for the past so many years in the industry, I will advise that highly use fundamental and technical because both of them will have their own upside. But today, we only talk about technical analysis. So philosophy of technical analysis. What is technical analysis? Basically, technical analysis is the study of market action. We separate in trading. We believe market action actually discount everything. What do you mean discount everything? Which means everything you price in. So somehow you see the people when even the good news coming out, actually the price is pricing in, going out. We call the discount everything. And price is always right in our opinion because we don't receive information all in the same time, but someone will receive earlier than us. So price action actually is it does to give us the direction of investment. And history always repeat himself. Like we have crisis, it's just different of crisis. This year, like for example, this year we have the COVID-19 crisis. Let's put it away. And 10 years ago we have the subprime mortgage crisis. It's repeating itself, but it's just slightly different. And usually price moves in trend. Okay, so basically today I will talk more about trend. Making friends with the trend. Some if you are new in the investment, you always heard about this thing that we should follow the trend. Okay, trend following is the best. Okay, what is trend? By definition, in stock market, a trend in force tend to remain in force until something occur to change it. Which means if it's an uptrend, you maintain as an uptrend until something that will change the supply and demand and become a sideways or downtrend. The objective of today is help you to understanding that the importance of knowing what stage of your equity, your stock is in at any specific time. Okay. Stock have their own cycle. I'm not talking about a cycle analysis here, but I'm talking about the stage analysis. I'm talking about the stock price cycle. Okay, basically you have to understand that one stock life cycle, there's 4 stages. Stage 1, 2, 3, 4. Basically, stage 1 we call the consolidation phase. Stage 2 we think is the uptrend phase. Stage 3 will be the topping, which means you meet the top, and stage 4 will be the declining stage. Okay. For example, this is an example that is showing you that you do stage 1 sideways, uptrend, top, and 4. It's always repeat this 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. By definition, like I say, usually in the stage 1 consolidation, the price will move in a sideways fashion. What is sideways fashion? Later I will show you more example. Then stage 2 is showing you the advancing stage, which means the uptrend. Usually it's defined by higher high and higher low, like a staircase, higher high and higher low. Then stage 3 is like topping, which means the top. Actually, it's very similar to stage 1, but it just volatility is higher. The swing between in the stage 3 actually is much higher than other stage. And stage 4 will be the declining, the downtrend. So you'll see a series of lower low and lower high, like going down, like stepping downtrend. Okay, stage 1 will be, this is the candlestick pattern. Basically it's your price action. You see on stage 1 actually is a sideways, which means it doesn't go anywhere, just between this 40 cent and 23 cent, not going anywhere. We call this thing we call the sideways fashion, and usually oscillating around is 200-day moving average line. So this kind of purple line and the green line actually is we call the moving average. It's one of the simple technical tool we always use to analyze. Okay, so usually this is a stage 1, and stage 2 we call the phasing phase. Okay, which means it's going up. You see here the share price start from 40 cent all the while is 160. What we want the stock is always in the stage 2. So why is, I'll explain more. Basically in the stage 2 you see higher high and higher low. Like I say, you see this is a higher high and this is a higher low, and you move higher than the shorter and longer term moving average line, which means 50 above this 50-day moving average line, above 200-day moving average line. Okay, sorry. Oops. Okay, stage 3, sorry. Stage 3 will be topping. After stage 2 will be stage 3, which means the top formation. So basically you'll see the volatility increase. Usually the swing is higher. What do you mean swing is higher? Which means it's going up and down very fast. And eventually the 200-day will losing their upside momentum and flatten out. Flatten out means this one is turning up, now it's turning sideways. And stage 4 basically is going down. So share price first will break down. You create a lower high and lower low. You see here this is a lower low, lower high, and this is a lower low. So you see they are trading below these two moving average line, which is the 50-day and 200-day moving average line. So this is a stage 4 criteria. So after seeing these 4 types of different stage, stock will always repeat in this 4 cycle. So what's the key point here? Actually, key point is always involve your investment in stage 2, which means the uptrending. Okay, try to even better, you can focus earlier stage of stage 2. So when it's earlier, you try to invest and try to avoid stage 1, 3, or 4. So this is not the thing that we want. Okay, so the key point to take away is try to always invest in the stock that is in the right trend. This is how we use the trend analysis. Okay, moving over, I talk about trend transition. Explain why this kind of 1, 2, 3, 4 will happen. Okay, basically before we go into a deeper discussion, first I have to explain to you what's moving average. Actually, moving average is an average price. Like just now you saw the line will be all this is called moving average line. So by using moving average, why we have to use moving average line to analyze the trend? Because let's say it's 20-day moving average line, for example. Actually, we add together the past 20 days closing price and give out your average price for 20-day average price. For example, if the past 20 days average price is 1 ringgit, if your share is doing above 1 ringgit, 1 ringgit and 10 cents, actually you are outperformed than the moving average line. It's telling you your stock actually is bullish compared to the other way, vice versa. So the common one is nowadays the technical tool will make it very easy. If you use our iTrade, actually it's one take, our dealer will teach you one take and just change the number, then you get all your moving average line. But what's the common one is 20-day, 50-day, and 200-day. So basically 20-day stands for 1 month. 1 month we have a 20 days working day. Then 50-day will stand for a medium term. because it's representing a 1 quarter. Then the long term is the 200 day. Usually we use the 200 day moving average line as a long term, telling us that the long term view. Okay, for example, so this is a short term 20 day moving average line, the green color. Then the 50 day will be the black color, and the red color will be the 200 day moving average line. So basically we use it to identify the near term, middle term, and long term view. Okay, why is this is important? Because this stage analysis actually is linked together to fundamental perspective. As I mentioned earlier, that everything actually is have to link back to fundamental. It's the best way to combine fundamental and technical analysis to use to make an investment decision. So actually, if you see this chart, we call the earning maturity station cycle. So in the stage 1, actually your stock is value stock. Let me put let's say Apple, US Apple, the one who created the iPhone. Let's say before he created an iPhone, actually he's in the stage 1. Okay, then suddenly he created this thing called iPhone. Everyone like it. That has a positive surprise. So the share price of Apple actually is moving up to the positive surprise, this black cycle. Then your iPhone actually sell 10 million, expect to sell 10 million. Now you're selling 20 million. So your surprise model is going higher. What you see here is that you see Apple, this share, they have this thing called EPS momentum, called earning per share momentum. So what we really like that you invest in the stage 2, early of stage 2, then you see slowly the company have this thing called earning per share momentum. So this is the one way of many way that is calling this invest in the growth stock. How we spot the growth stock. Until one day, if let's say Apple or other competitors coming out like iPhone, like Samsung, then the market start saturated, right? So you become a stage trade. Eventually, if one day if Apple cannot meet their earning per share growing, you see or losing, negative surprise, then the share price go to stage 4. So it's always right to compare the share price with the company earnings cycle. This is the main objective. And transition from stage 1 and stage 2, I give you some example. Like I say, this stage 1 could be the company is doing not much thing. Maybe he haven't come out a very innovative product until suddenly he come out a killing product to the market and take away all his rival. Then you have this thing is built out in the earning momentum. Then it become a stage 2. Or the company has a very promising business outlook, a new management team, or change a new CEO. The CEO is execute very well, doing very well. So the share price start from stage 1 to stage 2. Okay, the logic here is simple. Like this stage 1, the share price has been trading below 1 ringgit and 30 cents or 1 ringgit and 40 cents, below 1 ringgit. What makes people think that there's a demand of above 140? For many years, there are no people willing to pay this share for 140. Why now people start paying more than 1 ringgit and 40 cents? Then the share price started going up because people see the prospect, people see the promising business outlook. Like for this year, for example, the glove counter, because of the COVID-19, then the glove demand actually is very high. Healthcare, so you'll see that they are paying high price for this one. They expect their growing yield coming out. Or suddenly you attract a big earning surprise, the big estimate. So usually in 1 year, we have 4 quarter result. Okay, so November is one of the quarterly result season, we call it. So 1 year, every time when the company announce their result, usually we have this thing called consensus view. So if the company make below expectation of the consensus view, then you will expect the share price to go down. But you will notice attract a big earnings, surprise all the analysts in the street, or surprise everyone, then you have this thing called earning surprise. Then usually you create the share price go to stage 2. So it's time to invest in starting on the stage 2. So for 2 to 3, basically I mentioned earlier that earnings still increasing, but going to be a very smaller percentage. So instead of every year he can grow 30%, 30%, suddenly because of competitor is coming in, because of everyone is doing this product, or his product is not so productivity or not so attractive anymore, then the company may be growing 10% a year instead of 30% a year. Then usually the share price start to have this stage 3. So people expect maybe the earning per share is slowing down. So for stage 2 and 3, or there's another time is we call the changing hand from the strong buyer to weaker one. So usually strong buyer, we call it the smart money. Usually it's an institution that know that you'll be buying in, you will expect the prospect of the company is doing very well. But until certain level, they are bought very earlier. Now it's time for them to take in profit. The weaker one usually is the one who follow headline, who just see the news, buying the share. So it's important that do your own homework for when you doing your investment in the equities market. And stage 3 to 4, basically the company is losing their earning per share momentum and start to have a negative surprise. For example, let's say instead of the iPhone can sell very well, now iPhone is not selling anymore. So basically people is prefer more Samsung or maybe even Huawei others product. Then maybe the share price will start to have a reaction to the stage 3 to 4. And greater competition in the marketplace. So let's say there's a more player inside the market, then you make your earning actually smaller and revise downward. So basically, as mentioned earlier, that the important point is always invest in the stage 2, which is the growth method. That's the way to how to protect yourself, to keep lower in your downside risk. So usually transition from stage 4 to 1 is when they're in a stage 4, which means the company earning actually start to have a lackluster, which means it's not very attractive anymore, and the outlook of the company is very uncertain right now. Or like few months ago, because of COVID-19, the airline outlook is not so good. People are worrying that everyone cannot fly anymore. So the outlook for the airline company actually is very bad. So they will start moving to a stage 4. Until recently, that the vaccine coming out, people may want to travel again next year, or after we have all the vaccine, then the airline outlook start to change. So from a stage 4 to 1. So maybe the outlook, the airline suddenly make it back, turn profit, then it will become a stage 1 to 2 again. Okay. So the more important for the education session here is how to invest, how to pinpoint the stage 2. First, the share price have to have a clear uptrend, which means you make a higher high and higher low like a staircase, and in both of their short-term and long-term moving average line. Usually we like 50-day and 200-day moving average line, and both of the moving average line is turning up, and volume is a spike up, and when it's going up, and volume is going lower if we coming to have a pullback or a correction for the share price. So basically you see the green point here, actually this is a stage 1, this is the early of stage 2 until recently, and become after a few months, then it have become a topping, and eventually he crash. Okay, then okay, there's a trick here. Actually, like I mentioned earlier, stage 1 and 3 actually is quite similar. What's the really different actually is stage 3 has higher volatility, higher swing. So you see the stage 1, 2, then 3. However, if the share price is going up instead of going down, then this holding will be re-identified as stage 1. Okay, so 3 and 1 actually can shift. Depends which way to break up. If you break higher, then this holding will be stage 1. So after stage 1, what you expect is stage 2. Then moving on to stage 2, now 3 again. Then so now this is stage 3, higher swing again. But eventually the share price going down below 140. So this thing will be viewed as a stage 3. After stage 3, what you expect? Stage 4. And eventually back to stage 1. This is how we analyze in a very simple way but very effective way. Okay. After education, now I will talk about the market outlook. Okay, like I said, our research team is high. It's big. There's a lot of analysts inside in the research team. So this is our economics update by our economics team. So reception may extend into a 4Q with CMCO. This is what we think that we project GDP contracted by 3.5% year-on-year in third Q this year, confirming a technical reception. Basically, technical reception is a continuous 2 quarters is contracting, and the key sector is contracted except manufacturing, finance, and ICT. And MCO CMCO 2.0 actually is temper our economy's initial view from turnaround in 4Q. Actually, we expect 4Q might have some turnaround, but unfortunately, we have 2.0 version. So we are leading us to downgrade our full year GDP forecast from negative 4.4% to negative 5%. However, we still maintain our expectation of up 7.5% GDP rebound in 2021, based on driven by the supportive fiscal and monetary policy. So actually, fiscal policy basically is a government spending to stimulus the economy. Monetary policy basically is the interest rate reducing. So you put your FD actually is a reducing and fading of COVID-19 chill swing, because now the vaccine is coming out. So very likely we are moving on to this expectation. On this year, in the early of November, we have this thing called Budget 2021. So basically, budget will give us the the budget will give us an expectation on how moving forward to next year, every year. And what we like to see is we analyze how's the budget to have impact to our every sector. So how we view this is we view mildly positive for this round of budget, because of the absence of windfall tax and a generous cash handout for 6.5 billion. Winner we are thinking include glove, consumer, VAT, construction, and healthcare sector. We view this budget is slightly positive for corporate earnings also. In order for the whole thing is corporate earnings. If the company is not making money, you very hard to have your stage 2 that I mentioned to you just now. Due to we have slightly positive on corporate earnings coming for 2021 forecast because of the higher consumer and infrastructure spending. Okay, key sector winner in this budget 2021. First is glove maker, because before that we are assumed we have this windfall tax. Instead, actually glove maker has committed to contribute 400 million to fight this COVID-19. So there's an absence of windfall tax, and there's a large cash hangout, and also 2% lower for your employee EPF contribution rate for 1 year, which means this thing will boost your consumer spending. People got more money to spend, and actually this is positive to consumer sector. And there's a legalization of the vapourism in Malaysia, which will benefit the BAT as well, British American Tobacco. And during this budget also mentioned about the key projects like MRT3, KL Singapore, HSR project, then we will be continue to implement. We already have MRT 1 and 2. So basically they will become another catalyst for contractors players.
Cik Hao, sorry I have to interrupt for a while. Okay. Kepada adik-adik semua yang mempunyai sebarang soalan, okay, boleh kemukakan soalan anda semua di ruangan Q&A ya, Cik Hao. Jadi, saya, sementara saudara Cik Hao ni ada, kita boleh tanya apa-apa soalan tentang market outlook, tentang technical analysis yang berkaitan dengan topik hari ni. Jangan malu, jangan segan ya. Tanya, tak apa. Lecturer tak marah kan? Kan lecturer Puan Zati? Kan? Tak apa. Boleh tanya dekat sini. Okay? Okay, Cik Hao, continue.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Abhijit. So the last sector, another sector will be the hospital and pharmaceutical companies, which think that will benefit from this because the benefit from increase of funding for the Ministry of Health and Income Tax to relieve the vaccination and medical treatment. So we see one by one. Consumer, we see fundamental and we also see technical view. Budget impact actually for consumer sector, like I say, is positive because more measure introduced to consumers such as expansion in the financial assistance, the cash payout, and also minimum the EPF contribution and job creation. So if you see the analyzing for this is 2016 to 2020. So stage 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a consumer sector, which means all the consumer stock is inside this kind of index. It's like an ETF like that. Is a index that represent all the consumer stock in Malaysia. So stage 4, after your stage 4, you expect your stage 1, and reason is get up this 200-day moving average time. So maybe a positive turnaround. Then we have a construction budget impact also positive, 40% of the 1.1 billion public transport infra allocation, and MRT is 3 is likely to continue. However, if you see a share price for all the contractor actually construction counter actually is stage 1, 2, 3, 4 is still in the stage 4. Very likely after stage 1 you expect stage 1, so very likely you take some time to have the basing building. Okay, technology budget impact is positive because there's a special R&D incentive to encourage investment in the new growth area like 5G, automation, and robotics. So 5G has been a very we call the mega trend. Is we talking this 5G and also EV, electronic vehicles, so this and that. So you see this sector, our Malaysia Bursa technology impact actually stage 1 and early after COVID going down on March, then recover start from April all the way and eventually become a stage 2. Now it's still stage 2. So technology sector is I think at least the momentum is still there. It's a right sector to look in right now. Financial services, which means all your banking stock inside. Your Hong Leong, Barbie Bank, Maybank is all inside. So for the past few years, actually stage 1, 2, 3, and 2019 we have stage 4. And until recently, we have the stage 1 and recovery strongly, especially these 2 weeks for all your banking stock, because banking is always the value play. Okay, later I explain more why. So after 1, 2, 3, 4, now it's stage 1. What you expect from the next stage for stage 1 will be stage 2 going up. And plantation will be neutral. You see the trend is still stage 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 again. So more volatile, you see the chart here. Why? Because usually plantation only follow one thing, is called the CPO price. Okay, crude palm oil, our palm oil price. So it's a commodity pricing. For the budget this year is automation granted and wages incentive is provided, but no change to the windfall tax. This is our analyst view, for plantation analyst view. And property, okay, budget impact is still positive at least. And the full exemption of stamp duty up to 500k will likely to help the first time buyer. So this kind of stimulus is from our government to the first home buyers. However, if you see all the developer share price, you see stage 1, 2, 3, then stage 4. So we have to relook that. Do we have other problems? For example, like oversupply for the housing, majority the demand is still not there. Maybe need some time for this sector to gaining back. Okay, healthcare, which is the main sector in this year, budget impact is positive because the Minister of Health already increased by 4.2%, and the ceiling of the COVID-19 fund, which means the frontliner and the vaccine purchase actually raised by more than 50%, so it's positive. So this year is 1, 2. Now the growth is starting to have consolidating stage 3. Like I said, stage 3 is always similar to stage 1. You have to see which way you're breaking out. Then we only know what stage will be coming next. So far, I think it's still in the holding out in stage 3. And in the fundamental view, we're still positive on gloves. Okay, the other thing is our vaccine discovery. A few days ago, Pfizer and BioNTech already announced. In fact, last night they announced again there's an encouraged COVID-19 vaccine trial result, actually up to 95% use success. So basically, this thing will lead to what? Okay, definitely will lead the investor to shift up from COVID-19 beneficiary stock to COVID-19 recovery play. So COVID-19 beneficiary stock basically represent like glove technology sector, because technology, when people is work from home, everyone need technology. But COVID-19 recovery play, basically we call the value play. Whoever bashed down the share price already bashed down badly, then there is time for them to buy again. For example, like banks, airlines, airport, retailer, gaming, and media. So what our analysts think, basically we definitely like banking stock. We upgraded banking stock. Economic recovery post COVID-19 usually will benefit to banking sector. Topic will be Public Bank, then Hong Leong Bank, RHB, and Bank as well. And for international border reopen, expect more people coming back eventually. MCO will over one day, so airport will be beneficial. IGB rates, the Mid Valley also will benefit. In the media sector, likely we'll see a recovery in AdTech. AdTech basically stands for advertising expenditure revenue. So the topic here is we think it's Astro. And eventually, when the economy recovery, what will recover as well, the oil price. Oil and gas sector could benefit if oil price will recover, like a palm oil price recover, the oil price also will recover due to higher oil demand. The topic in this sector, we still like Inson and Dialog. So you see energy index, all the oil and gas sector in here is stage 2, 3, and 4 now is already in stage 1. So we are waiting which time it can transform into stage 1. What you expect after stage 1 will be a stage 2. Then will be the starting of the uptrend. Okay, in conclusion that reiterate our year-end 2020 fundamental KLCI index target is 1520 based on 16 times FY21 forward PE with a topic in public bank, Tenaga and MPI as our topic. MPI is the semiconductor player. We view it as a proxy for our play. In the technical analysis, you see our KLCI index. This is the 10 years chart. Stage 2, 3, and recently 4 very likely is forming a stage 1 right now. So we are consolidating. Actually, it's pretty near 2,600. So if we see a very strong break here, even better, then we expect you have a longer stage 1 and eventually you move to stage 2 one day. Okay, thank you. I think that's all for my presentation. Okay, moving on, I will pass to...
Thank you, Cihau. Terima kasih saudara Cihau atas perkongsian yang sangat detail kepada kita pada hari ini. Okey, jadi saya berharap saya dah boleh share slide saya sekarang. Puan Mimi. Sebentar ya. Okey, nampaknya kita dah boleh. Alright. Okey, jadi ini di mana saya berhenti tadi. Okey, kepada adik-adik semua, kita mempunyai iTrade ya. CSG-CIMB mempunyai iTrade platform untuk kita berdagang saham. Tapi kita ada dua platform, iaitu di mana kita menggunakan laman sesawang, laman web ataupun boleh download kita punya application masuk ke dalam peranti. Okey, jadi kita ada dua. Jadi senang untuk anda semua untuk trade ataupun mendapatkan informasi-informasi terkini daripada platform kami. Okey, kemudian ini adalah kempen. Okey, kempen daripada CSG-CIMB untuk Islamic client, di mana anda layak kempen bermula daripada 23 April sehingga 31 Disember 2020. Terdapat dua kempen yang menarik. Yang pertamanya adalah buy brokerage, layak bagi semua pemegang akaun Islamic. Okay? Zero buy brokerage selama 1 bulan untuk pelaburan atas talian dan saham-saham bursa Malaysia sahaja. Okay, bermaksudnya selama 30 hari 1 bulan bermula daripada tarikh pertama anda mula berdagang. Kami tidak mengenakan apa-apa charge brokerage. Okey, yang kedua kita ada Hello Shopping Vouchers layak bagi Islamic Cross Border Trading ICBT. Okey, saya nak terangkan sedikit ya apa tu ICBT. Okey, seperti yang anda tahu semua, kita boleh beli saham-saham pasaran luar negara seperti di New York, di Singapura, di Indonesia, di Hong Kong dan beberapa stock exchange yang lain. Okey, tapi uniknya bersama CSG-CIMB, kami melakukan saringan syariah itu untuk anda. Jadi anda tidak perlu bersusah payah membuat kaji selidik, research berjam-jam untuk menentukan manakah stok-stok yang patuh syariah. Di CSG-CIMB kami dah melakukan ini untuk anda. Okey, jadi kempen untuk ICBT ni pula, setiap RM400 pembrokeran ICBT, anda berpeluang memenangi RM40 voucher membeli belah. Lebih banyak pembrokeran yang dijana, lebih tinggi nilai voucher yang akan dinikmati sehingga maksimum RM1,000. Okey, ini adalah Facebook page kami, iTrade Islamic. Saya nak minta adik-adik semua angkat peranti masing-masing, smartphone masing-masing dan masuk ke Facebook, type iTrade Islamic. Like, follow dan share kita punya official Facebook page. Kenapa? Sebab di sana kita akan ada jadual-jadual webinar yang akan datang, konten-konten webinar yang lepas dan kita dah uploadkan. Kita ada educational punya webinar tentang technical analysis. Jadi semua boleh belajar tentang technical analysis dan dapat pendedahan, exposure kepada mereka-mereka yang berada di dalam industri kewangan. Mereka berkongsi pengalaman, syarikat-syarikat yang berkongsi pengalaman dan juga konten-konten dan ilmu-ilmu maklumat yang berfaedah yang ada bersama kami. Dan juga ikuti kita punya sesi webinar yang dah lepas, yang akan datang untuk kita, orang kata educate ourselves, mendidik diri kita tentang ilmu-ilmu perdagangan saham dan industri apa yang berada di dalam industri kewangan. Okey, jadi tolong like, follow dan share dan klik see first. Jadi kita punya feed datang antara yang terawal dalam garis masa Facebook anda semua. Okey, tanpa melengah-lengahkan masa lagi, saya ingin menyerahkan sesi webinar hari ini kepada Puan Bazilah Dailah tentang perkongsian beliau pada hari ini.
Okey, hai. Terima kasih Hafiz.
Okey.
Thank you. Minta Puan Mimi berikan access. Okey, terima kasih Puan Mimi.
Okey, Bazilah, I think you're on.
Ya.
Okey.
Boleh berikan saya kongsi dulu.
Okey Bazilah, sebelum tu saya ingin ingatkan lagi kepada partisipan semua, boleh berkongsikan, lontarkan soalan-soalan, apa saja soalan yang related lah dengan topik hari ini, yang berkaitan dengan topik hari ini di ruangan question and answer untuk senang saya pick up nanti ya. Gunakan kesempatan ini. Kita ada bawa saudara Cihau, beliau sangat berpengalaman ya. Penganalisa yang sangat berpengalaman. Okey, terima kasih. Over to you Bazilah.
Okay, thank you Hafiz. Assalamualaikum semua. Sangat berbesar hati, saya Bazilah Dailah binti Omar. Saya merupakan alumni UiTM Shah Alam. Saya telah menjalankan program ijazah sarjana muda saya dan juga program ijazah concentration in finance. Sangat berbesar hati untuk kembali ke UiTM untuk berkongsi dengan anda semua. Okay, kita ada 3 bahagian hari ini. Bahagian yang pertama adalah prosedur dagangan dan juga simulasi perdagangan saham. Di sini saya akan berkongsi bagaimana memudahkan untuk adik-adik untuk bermula di dalam perdagangan saham. Okay. Sekali lagi saya ingin ingatkan segala yang perbincangan kita di sini adalah lebih kepada education purpose ya. Okey. Yang pertama, sebelum kita bercakap tentang simulasi ataupun apa sahaja transaksi perdagangan saham, kita perlu membuka akaun. Okay, sekarang ni CSG-CIMB telah menawarkan pembukaan akaun melalui online platform. Sangat mudah. Sebentar lagi saya akan berkongsi step ataupun langkah-langkah untuk adik-adik bermula untuk berdagang lah. Okay, itu yang pertama. Yang kedua, dulu kita panggil offline. Masuk offline ni, kita kena call in, minta dealer atau remiser masukkan order jual atau beli saham kita. Tapi sekarang kita dah boleh buat sendiri melalui online trading platform, iaitu iTrade platform lah. Okay. Yang ketiga, meletakkan pesanan. Macam tadi saya cakap, kalau dulu kena call, masukkan order, tapi sekarang adik sendiri, anda semua boleh melakukan transaction ataupun transaksi jual beli saham melalui iTrade platform, online platform kami. Okay, tadi Hafiz, tim saya ada mengatakan tentang iTrade platform. Anda boleh download melalui Play Store dalam phone masing-masing, iaitu mobile apps kami ya. Okey, yang keempat, padanan pesanan dan juga pengesahan dagangan. Yang ini bila anda masukkan transaksi anda, order katakan anda membuat belian saham, maka anda akan melihat order itu telah match atau kita panggil fill. Maknanya pembelian anda atau penjualan saham anda telah berjaya. Okey, setelah anda melakukan penjualan atau pembelian saham, pihak CSG-CIMB akan memberikan contract note atau nota kontrak. Kita akan emailkan kepada anda, jadi anda akan mengetahuilah. Maknanya sebab kita selalu trade kan, kalau kita selalu trade, kadang-kadang kita bukan terlupa, kita termiss. Okey, jadi contract note ni akan membantu anda untuk buat record purpose lah. Okey. Bear in mind, okay, sila beri perhatian setiap kali kalau anda beli atau jual, anda kena menyelesaikan transaction itu dalam masa 2 hari. Okay, yang ini pun saya akan jelaskan dengan lebih detail sebentar lagi. Okay, sekarang ni saya nak berkongsi. Tadi Chihao dah berkongsi tentang technical dan fundamental. Okay, yang ni saya nak bagi real picture, simulasi perdagangan saham. Okay, yang pertama, macam tadi Chihao kata, bila kita nak trade saham, kita kena look back to fundamental. Kenapa? Sebab kita nak pilih saham apa yang mempunyai fundamental yang bagus. Okay, fundamental yang bagus ni akan menentukan sama ada anda hendak beli saham itu ataupun tidak. Okay, di sini step yang pertama, bila anda nak buat fundamental analysis tu, anda kena pilihlah counter saham syariah apa yang anda rasa yang mengikut knowledge dan skill anda yang boleh membawa anda untuk melakukan pembelian dan penjualan saham. Okay, di sini saya mengambil contoh K+. K+ Group Berhad. Okay, K+ ni pun juga salah satu counter yang bagus. Okay, bear in mind ini hanya untuk education purpose. I'm not suggesting or recommending any shares here ya. Okay, K+ Group Berhad telah mula listed di Bursa Malaysia pada tahun 2010. Okay, seperti yang kita tahu, keadaan COVID di Malaysia juga memberi impak. Jadi hampir semua counter-counter di bawah sektor healthcare ini juga mendapat sambutan dari setiap pihak lah. Okay. Di sini saya nak berkongsi, jika anda lihat, okay, yang ini saya cuma ambil daripada Januari 2020 sehingga 31 Januari 2020 di mana saya ingin tunjukkan prestasi harga untuk saham K+ ini. Okay, daripada 16 sen meningkat sehingga 37 sen. Dan sekiranya anda kira harga saham itu telah meningkat 131% hanya dalam masa sebulan. Okay, jadi bayangkan kalau anda membeli pada harga 16 sen ataupun anda membeli pada harga 18 sen. Okay, dekat sini anda boleh melihat betapa tingginya prestasi K+ ya. Di sini saya ingin memberikan sedikit gambaran di mana penjualan atau pembelian saham ini juga boleh menjadi salah satu option ataupun peluang untuk anda membina tabung simpanan anda. Okay, ibarat macam anda beli setiap lot, mungkin bukan setiap hari, mungkin setiap bulan, okay, sebab harganya affordable. Okay. Yang ini saya berkongsi sekali lagi, simulasi perdagangan saham K+. Saya mengambil pula daripada Januari 2020 sehingga yang terkini. Cut off time saya adalah pada 12 November 2020. Kalau anda lihat di sini, tadi kita start dengan 16 sen kan, tapi saya start dengan 37 sen lah. Saya ambil end month of January. So kalau anda lihat daripada 37 sen meningkat sehingga RM3.10. Okay, ini adalah prestasi harga untuk saham K+ selama 11 bulan. Okay, di mana harganya telah meningkat sebanyak 737%. Okay, harga K+ ni dia pernah meningkat paling tinggi pada 4 Ogos 2020. Saya ada letakkan di slide saya, berharga RM5.83 unit. Jadi bayangkan ya, kalau anda membeli pada awal tahun, maknanya return anda dah lebih daripada 1000% untuk tahun ini sahaja. Okay, saya nak menunjukkan bagaimana saham ini menjadi satu affordable untuk kita. Okay, saya ambil di sini, saya letakkan kita cuma beli 1000 unit saham. 1000 unit saham, kalau anda lihat dekat sini, satu lot bersama dengan 100 unit. Okay, jadi anda beli berapa lot dekat situ? Okay, maknanya anda beli 10 lot lah sebab satu lot bersamaan dengan 100 unit. Jadi 1000 unit kita darabkan dengan 37 sen. Okay, modal anda baru sahaja mencecah RM370. Okay, sangat affordable. Yang ini saya ambil secara kasar ya. Ada transaksi kos yang lain tetapi yang itu nanti saya akan terangkan lebih detail bila anda berhubung dengan saya. Di sini saya cuma nak tunjukkan simulation di mana kita sebenarnya mampu untuk melabur dan menjana pendapatan daripada pelaburan saham. Okay. Simple calculation, kalau awak beli pada 37 sen, awak jual pada RM3.10, keuntungan awak lebih kurang dalam 2,700. Okay. Bayangkan duit hanya dengan tak sampai 500, anda boleh menjana keuntungan dalam 2,700. Okay. Selain daripada simulation, di sini saya nak berkongsi juga di mana CSG-CIMB menawarkan beberapa produk. Kalau anda boleh lihat equities, derivative, margin financing, okay, Islamic stock broking. So nanti kita berhubung, saya akan jelaskan dengan lebih dalam produk-produk yang bersesuaian dengan anda. Okay, sila klik like, follow kita punya iTrade Islamic, okay, Facebook. Di sini kita menawarkan berbagai informasi dan juga report-report analisis sebagai rujukan anda. Sangat penting ya. Okay, this is kita punya website itradecimb.com.my. Boleh pergi ke sini. Anda boleh baca segala update. Kami sentiasa update ya kita punya website ni, jadi membantu para pelabur dan juga membantu kepada para beginners lah, kita panggil beginners yang baru nak orang kata apa, menceburi dalam bidang pelaburan. Okey. So bahagian kedua saya ingin sentuh berkaitan dengan dagangan rentas sempadan Islamik ataupun Islamic cross border. Okey, tadi saya sentuh tentang lokal. Okay, bila kita melabur ni, kita kalau boleh kita nak dalam portfolio saham kita tu kita ada saham Malaysia, kita ada saham Singapore, kita ada saham Amerika. Okay, jadi kita punya portfolio tu composite. Sangat seronok kerana apa saja mungkin dengan adik-adik yang sangat orang kata apa high tech yang kita panggil zaman sekarang ni high tech, anda sangat sinonim dengan Apple, anda sangat sinonim dengan Facebook. Okey, saham-saham ini semua anda boleh perolehi melalui Islamic cross border. Okey, saya akan kongsikan sebentar lagi cara bagaimana untuk anda melabur dalam Islamic cross border. Okey, yang ini kalau kata tadi rakan saya Hafiz ada berkongsi tentang platform. Dia sama je macam lokal, cuma nanti bila anda nak trade dalam negara lain, hanya tukar stock exchange. Contoh kalau kata yang sekarang ni yang sangat hot is Nasdaq lah. Okay, ramai adik-adik saya ni yang melabur di dalam pasaran Nasdaq. Okay, jadi just tukar je daripada Bursa Malaysia jadi Nasdaq. Hanya melalui mobile apps kami ataupun laptop ataupun PC anda. Sangat mudah. Okay, bukan sahaja Nasdaq, anda juga boleh melabur di dalam Hong Kong, Singapore, Thailand. Okay, sangat menyeronokkan. Dan selain itu, macam tadi, okay, rakan saya Hafiz juga menyatakan kita mempunyai saringan syariah kita tersendiri iaitu Representatives Account. Okay, sangat bagus kerana yang ini membantu anda. Anda tidak perlu untuk membuat analisis keseluruhan. Melalui pembukaan akaun Islamik, kita dah buat auto filter. Jika anda tersalah key in counter yang bukan syariah, dia akan terus auto reject. Okay, jangan risau. Okay, mengapa pelaburan global? Okay, dekat sini tadi macam saya cakap, ekosistem Islamic global dan satu untuk semua. Okay, kita punya platform ni, we give just by one platform, you can enter all the countries. Sangat menyeronokkan. Okay, yang ni tadi saya ada explain juga pendedahan ke pasaran maju yang lebih luas. Okay, blue chip. Kalau macam Apple, maksud blue chip ni maknanya counter-counter yang sangat strong fundamental. Yang dia punya, kalau kita tengok company earnings dia bagus. Dia punya founder pun bagus. Yang itu yang orang kata apa, yang seronok lah bahagian Islamic cross border ni. Okay, yang ini contoh-contoh pasaran Amerika Syarikat, pasaran Thailand, pasaran Hong Kong dan Singapura. Okay, yang ini tadi yang saya ada explain berkaitan dengan saringan syariah refinitif. Okay, yang kita punya saringan ni, yang bagusnya, dia merupakan salah satu company yang quite established. Mereka adalah not to say data provider lah. They give solution. Solution ni macam ni lah. Dia buatkan kita saringan. Sangat bagus kerana dia telah kalau ada yang dekat sini saya ada letakkan, kalau anda lihat, menyediakan koleksi saham Islamic dengan lebih 30,000 syarikat di lebih 34 buah negara. Kalau kata kita nak bergantung, bukan kata kita tak boleh buat, kita boleh buat, tapi kita ada limited of time. So, CSG-CIMB telah menyediakan sebuah platform yang sangat mudah dan sangat membantu anda untuk membuat pembelian dan penjualan saham Islamic cross border. Okay. Kalau kita nak go deep, yang ini pun saya sentuh on surface metodologi saringan refinitif ni. Okay, kalau anda baca kat sini, dia kata dia akan menilai sekiranya syarikat tersebut terlibat dalam industri di bawah paras 5%. Maknanya syarikat-syarikat yang diletakkan di bawah syariah, counter syariah, dia tidak boleh mempunyai perolehan melebihi 5% daripada segmen-segmen yang kita letak kat sini. Contohnya macam alkohol, penyiaran dan filem tayangan, insurans, tembakau, muzik. Perkhidmatan kewangan ni maksudnya yang konvensional lah. Perjudian, interest, hotel, non-halal food, pertahanan ataupun hiburan dewasa. Yang that's why tadi saya sentuh, saringan ni sangat membantu kita. Sebab kita, masa kita diperuntukkan untuk menilai saham itu, untuk melihat teknikal di mana kita nak enter harga untuk beli dan jual. Jadi dengan pertolongan daripada refinitif ni akan insyaAllah memudahkan anda untuk melabur. Pelaburan rentas sempadan Islamik. Dekat sini kita telah letakkan saringan syariah untuk 7 pasaran luar. Satu had dagangan trading limit untuk semua pasaran. Yang ini maksud dia adalah walaupun kita ada trade berbagai-bagai negara di bawah satu platform, tapi trading limit tu kita boleh gunakan untuk semua. Contoh katakan trading limit awak adalah 500,000. So 500,000 ni boleh trade dekat bursa, 500,000 ni boleh trade, maknanya as a total lah. Itu yang seronok, kita tidak ada buat pembahagian trading limit dengan mengatakan local 100,000, Singapore 200,000, tak. Dalam satu limit tu anda boleh decide. Mudah dan mobile, macam tadi saya cakap, anda boleh download mobile apps kami daripada Play Store anda. Pastikan anda download CSG-CIMB MY. MY tu stand for Malaysia. Kalau anda download yang SG tu, it stand for Singapore. So pastikan anda download. Penyelesaian pembayaran fleksibel. So don't worry. Anda boleh melakukan secara online juga. So pengendira di waktu malam kita ada night dance ya. Maksudnya kalau anda memerlukan bantuan atau pertolongan, anda boleh call kami. Kita ada night dance yang akan membantu. Dan last kali laporan analisis saham dan pasar. Sangat penting, macam tadi saya kata, jangan lupa follow iTrade Islamic sebab kita akan kongsikan segala informasi di situ. Kat sini kami menghubungkan anda kepada pasaran saham di seluruh pelosok dunia. Kalau anda boleh lihat dekat sini, anda boleh trade Amerika Syarikat. We have two, NYSE market and Nasdaq. Right, kalau nak tahu lebih lanjut nanti hubungi saya explain what's the difference between these two market. We have Singapore, Indonesia, Thailand and Hong Kong. So bayangkan dalam portfolio anda bukan hanya ada saham Malaysia, tapi ada juga saham di rantau Asia dan juga di Amerika Syarikat. Di sini saya letakkan waktu dagangan. Kalau anda lihat di sini, Hong Kong, Singapore, Indonesia and Thailand lebih kurang waktu kita. Okay, daripada 9 sampai pukul 5 lah. Tapi diorang ada yang sampai 5.30. So, yang ini lebih kurang maknanya kalau anda nak plan untuk trading pada waktu siang, market ni is accessible. So, untuk Amerika Syarikat, kalau anda tengok dekat sini, bermula pada 9.30 malam. Okay, maknanya mungkin anda ada saham-saham yang anda ingin beli. Lepas waktu kerja kan, balik rehat, dan anda boleh buka. Pun daripada satu platform. Itu yang mudah tu. Kebanyakan pelabur-pelabur dia sukakan kemudahan satu platform ni lah. Okay, yang ni tadi saya ada explain tentang penyelesaian pembayaran kontrak saham. Okay, contoh katakan anda beli hari ni. Hari ni 19 November. 19 November ni kita panggil T-Day. Okay, 20 November T+1. The following Monday is T+2. Okay, kita kira hari bekerja, business working day. So, anda perlu menyelesaikan segala pembayaran pada T+2. Okay, katakan anda tak dapat selesaikan pada T+3 iaitu pada Selasa depan pula. Kami akan bagi peringatan kepada anda. Dan jika anda tidak, tidak respon dan baru kita buat for selling kat sini. For selling ni maksudnya, pihak CSG-CIMB yang akan jualkan saham-saham yang tidak dapat anda selesaikan lah. Yang ini kita panggil garis masa. Sangat penting untuk setiap pelabur. Kena take note. Okay? Tadi bila kita cakap tentang pembayaran. Katakan anda beli saham US. Katakan anda beli saham Apple ataupun Facebook. Okay, jangan risau, anda boleh memilih untuk settlekan kontrak tu dalam ringgit Malaysia. This one is very interesting sebab kalau anda boleh pilih juga settle in USD. Kalau anda ada USD currency, anda boleh bank in USD currency. Tapi macam tadi saya katakan, kita berada di Malaysia, ringgit Malaysia ni lebih lebih accessible kan. Jadi jangan risau, sebelum anda beli, katakan anda beli saham Apple tadi, akan ada satu kotak kecil di mana anda boleh tick mengatakan ingin selesaikan kontrak dalam ringgit Malaysia. Jadi kita akan terus book, okay, exchange rate pada hari tersebut. Jadi bila sampai T+2 tu, anda cuma depositkan duit ringgit Malaysia. Kita settle in ringgit Malaysia. Tapi kalau anda nak jual in USD, boleh juga nak jual dalam currency ringgit Malaysia pun boleh. Itu seronoknya bila kita trade saham ni. So dekat dalam trading account anda semua nanti, anda boleh simpan USD currency, Sing dollar, apa lagi, Thai baht, and then menjadikan anda punya trading account ni multi currency. So in future bila anda nak trade lagi, anda dah ada semua currency ni. Tidak perlu buat conversion. Okay. Yang ni tadi saya explain pembelian saham asing. Okay. Pembayaran. Okay. Ini adalah brokerage kami. Okay. Brokerage kami saya ada letakkan di sini. Tidak ada minimum deposit ya. Ramai juga yang bertanyakan tentang hari ini kepada saya. Okay. Untuk pelaburan luar negara ataupun pelaburan rentas sempadan Islamik, kita tidak ada mengenakan minimum deposit. Maknanya kalau anda nak bermula dengan 1,000 pun boleh terpulang kepada anda. Okay?
Bazila, since awak kongsikan tentang brokerage saya hanya nak menyentuh sedikit sebab ada soalan-soalan yang berkenaan. Okay. Tadi dia tentang brokerage ICBT kan, cross border trading brokerage. Okay. Jadi ada yang bertanyakan tentang brokerage lokal kita. Boleh attend sikit?
Okay, untuk lokal, kita under Islamic, which is trade beyond facilities, brokerage kita adalah 0.1% minimum RM8. Okay, yang ini saya rasa sangat membantu untuk local trades. Okay, 0.1% ni memang sinonim lah for online trading. Tapi kita juga ada brokerage produk yang berbeza juga. But this one, I'll start with 0.1 minimum 8 lah. Nanti boleh hubungi saya untuk mengetahui dengan lebih lanjut tentang produk-produk yang lain. Yang ini adalah, okay, saya sambung balik ya. Okay, CSG-CIMB iTrade, portfolio saham. Okay, yang ini bila anda masuk ke anda punya iTrade platform, anda ada letakkan user ID, password, login. Okay, anda boleh pergi ke portfolio dekat atas sebelah kanan anda akan nampak satu button portfolio. Setiap kali anda beli, anda akan nampak saham yang anda beli dalam portfolio anda. Jadi memudahkan anda untuk monitor lah sama ada unrealized gain or loss, okay, apa market value, untuk pastikan kuantiti. So bila anda nak jual balik, anda just double confirm dekat portfolio ni. Yang ini laporan klien dan pengurusan akaun. Dekat sini anda akan nampak sama juga bila anda beli dan jual akan nampak contract due. Okay, kalau kata due to you tu maksudnya contract sales profit lah, maknanya anda jual saham anda, duit nak masuk kan, so it's due to you. Kalau due from you maksudnya anda kena bayar, maknanya anda beli saham lah, so due daripada pembayaran anda. Yang ini pun sama, okay, laporan klien. Okay, now kita masuk ke bahagian yang ketiga. Okay, this is the final. Tadi saya ada mention pasal online application form. Okay, dulu kalau orang kata apa, yelah kita bermula dengan manual kan. But now CSG-CIMB putting a lot of effort, okay, which is very good effort, Alhamdulillah. Kita sudah ada online account opening application. Maknanya hanya menggunakan mobile anda ataupun laptop anda ataupun PC anda dah boleh buka account dah dengan kami. Okay, saya akan go through. Jangan risau walaupun step dia banyak tapi dia mudah. Saya telah berikan kata apa numbering, jadi anda follow saja numbering tu ya.
Ya, Puan Mazilah, sebab dah ramai yang banyak sangat eager tentang soalan ya. Kita harap kita boleh cepatkan proses dan terus ke Q&A session. Nampaknya mereka banyak soalan-soalan yang menarik hari ini ya.
Okay. I'll do quickly. Okay,
thank you.
Okay, bersabar ya adik-adik. Okay, yang pertama, nampak tak link dekat atas tu? Anda pergi dekat link tu, just click. Okay, click the link and then nanti anda akan dibawa ke online platform kita lah untuk buka account trading anda. Okay, yang ini, okay. Yang pertama, adik-adik, dekat sini saya ada letakkan UiTM Segamat Campus, UiTM Puncak Alam Campus, UiTM Terengganu Campus. Nanti bila pilih branch untuk Segamat Campus, sila pilih Melaka Raya. Okay, Puncak Alam, sila pilih Tropicana City Office Tower. Okay, UiTM Terengganu Campus, sila pilih Kuantan. Okay, ini untuk memudahkan nantilah bila kalau perlukan bantuan, hanya berhubung ke cawangan kami. Okay, alright. Untuk online application ni, kita ada 40 step. Right? 40 step. Di mana anda jangan risau, walaupun step tu banyak, anda hanya follow saja saya punya guidelines dekat sini. Saya ada letakkan numbering. Kalau anda nampak contoh, saya guide ya. Daripada step 1, anda nampak choose CSG-CIMB branch closest to you. Macam tadi saya kata, Segamat pilih Melaka. Apa lagi? Terengganu pilih Kuantan. Puncak Alam pilih Tropicana. Okay. So hanya ikut step saya ni, saya skip ya. Okay, yang penting mana yang ada tanda merah tu mesti isi. Okay, tak boleh tak isi. Kalau tak isi dia takkan proses. Okay, itu yang pertama. Kedua, make sure alamat mesti berdasarkan IC. Registered address, penting. Okay, registered address mesti per IC. Lepas tu, latest bank statement. Okay, kalau anda menggunakan mobile apps anda, sila pastikan IC, kopi dan juga latest bank statement berada di dalam phone anda. Itu lebih mudah. Saya rasa adik-adik lebih, orang kata apa, high tech lah. Membantu anda ya. Pakai laptop pun boleh, tak ada masalah. Okay, di sini saya tunjuk ya. Saya just go briefly ya. Okay. Don't worry. Yang ini anda kena sign ya. Step 33. Alright, step 33, make sure anda sign signature anda. Okay, masukkan bank statement. Income document ni tak apa. It's just supporting. Okay, yang ini mungkin ada antara adik yang nak trading, orang kata apa, nak trade higher ke apa, kita perlukan supporting ni, mungkin your parents punya latest bank statement ke, macam tu lah. As a supportive, sebab anda masih student dan masih tidak mempunyai income. Jadi kita just nak pastikan sources of money tu lah. Okay, nanti pada step 35, anda akan dapatkan this information yang anda telah isi, summarization. Lepas pastikan semua item tu betul, baru tekan register. Okay, last kali anda akan dapat, bila semua dah selesai, dia akan bagi this item lah. Your identity has been successfully verified. Okay. Okay, hubungi kami. Saya dah letakkan email dan juga kami punya central dealing team number untuk memudahkan anda menghubungi kami. Terima kasih. Okay, Hafiz. Satu-satu saya, kesian adik-adik dah tunggu tu.
Okey. Terima kasih Puan Badilah di atas perkongsian tentang perincian pembukaan akaun dan perincian bagaimana kita hendak berdagang, mula berdagang dan juga simulasi tentang berdagang saham. Okey, jadi sampai ke sesi yang dinanti-nantikan iaitu Q&A. Okey, ada banyak soalan tapi saya terpaksa filter yang berkaitan dengan relevan dengan topik kita hari ini dan kerana masa mencemburi kita, jadi saya hanya akan filter kemukakan soalan-soalan yang saya rasa agak penting ya. Okey, daripada Muhammad Haziq Danish. Okey, Chihao, this is a very normal question that we get.
Yes.
Okay, what's the difference between normal moving average and exponential moving average? Which one is much easier to predict earlier in the trend changes?
Okay, actually it's a similar moving average, EMA and SMA. We call it SMA will be the symbol. The only difference is EMA is more weighted on the recent data. So basically more sensitive. So in terms of using which one, if you are more to the short term, actually EMA will be more useful because it react to the recent data will be more sensitive. But by all means, actually SMA and EMA are quite similar for me. So it's not really doesn't matter because moving average eventually is still a lagging indicator. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Saya harap itu dapat menjawab soalan saudara Haziq Danish. Okay. Next one daripada Wan Nur Syafiah. How do we know that the chart is starting to will enter the stage 2?
Oh, as I mentioned that if the share price start to move above all the, especially like 20-day moving average line, 50-day and 200-day moving average line, there's a breakout point that from there then we start to expect that maybe from the stage 1 we'll move to stage 2. Especially you see a very solid consolidating range, then is a breakout, then very likely you have the staircase movement like uptrend, then will be the early stage of stage 2.
Okay, and then the third question. Okay, Muhammad Zamri. Okay, for Puan Badilah my name is Muhammad Zamri from UiTM Cawangan, Johor. If I'm a foreign citizen, can I use CSG-CIMB Trade online trading services?
Okay, sure, you can. But we have to, please contact me, then I'll just explain the details for you. No problem. You can open the account with us.
Okay, alright. Thank you, Puan Badilah. And the fourth question from Farhan Zailan. Okay. By using technical analysis, Chihao, I assume this is for you, where the price is above the highest resistance, is there any way to see what the price stop will reach? It's a very broad question, Chihao.
If you study more deeper, actually you can use the pattern measurement. If you know about technical analysis testing, we study the different pattern of the charts. So the pattern actually will give you a guideline for what's the measurement for the near-term target price. The other way is you have to perform this thing we call the Fibonacci retracement. So you can use the Fibo to expect what kind of what kind of near-term target price. But by all means, actually, more to usually we prefer to trend following, which means we start to move higher our stop loss instead of just assume the near term target price is where.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you, Chi Hao. Okay, the fifth question is about the stages again, Chi Hao.
Yep.
I think your trading strategy, the stages really have a lot of fans right now. All right. Okay, if a company is not doing well, can it re-enter to stage 1?
Yeah, definitely. If the company is not doing well, usually it's stage 4. So after stage 4, we're back to the stage 1. So stage 1 basically fundamentally is telling you that actually the company to sort out their problem. So you logically think from a logical way. If you are the company owner, you want to fix the problem, you need time. So usually the time is given the share price to perform the stage 1. So you need time to solve all your things. Maybe you need to cut costs, or maybe you need to come out with a more innovative product to get more market share and marketing strategy, whatever. All this take time. So usually take time stage is stage 1 of the company. Unless something is very successful, then become stage 2. Yeah.
Okay, it doesn't have to go stage by stage. It can go down or go up, according to the situation. Yeah.
But you have to interpret correct. It's always 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
Correct. Okay. We have one unique question here. I think he's talking about naked chart. Yeah. From Muhammad Danish, our viewer from YouTube. We are also live on YouTube. Yeah. Okay. Muhammad Danish, is it possible to only using technical analysis without any indicators?
Sorry, again the question. Which means only use technical analysis
without any indicators. Can you use technical analysis without any indicators? I mentioned about the ticket chart just now.
Yeah. That's me. Most of the time, depends is what kind of technical analysis of you. So usually I treat indicator as a secondary judgment. Yeah. So mainly actually what is most important is the trend for me. So trend I use a lot of moving average definitely. Then I think the volume for the stock is very important. So by using patterns, volume and candlestick, of course candlestick is important also. Actually you can perform a one kind of strategy for you, then only sub with indicators. Yeah. Personally, I use as a secondary indicators, regardless you are MACD or RSI. Yeah. Then,
So it won't be a analysis paralysis, yeah?
Yeah, you won't. My one is very simple.
Okay. Untuk pengetahuan adik-adik semua, sebarang analisis kita tidak perlu menggunakan semua indikator, ya. Betul ya, Cik Hao?
Yes, correct. That's right.
Indikator yang kita betul-betul faham dan indikator yang senang dan sesuai untuk kita.
Suit you.
Suits you. Betul. Yes. Okay, soalan yang seterusnya from Liana Akidah, our YouTube viewer also. Fundamental analysis tak okay, tapi technical analysis okay. Nak buat macam mana? So it means that when she looks at the fundamentals of the company is okay. Okay, you look at the financial statement, okay, everything is okay. But technical analysis, the other way around. Fundamental analysis tak okay, but technical analysis okay. So what do you think, Chi Hao?
Oh, okay. Usually, if you prefer fundamental and technical, both also okay. But usually, if you have to depend what kind of fundamental you're looking. If you're looking for the company that's a very small size, but sometimes you have to be alert because the volatility is high, which the risk is high. But sometimes technical usually will move first, followed by fundamental, because like I say, price is always right. Price will discount everything, pricing everything. We don't receive the information all in the same time, but someone will receive first. Then the someone may trigger the demand or supply. But it will always advise find the counter that's a good fundamental by a good management team. Some report from our research report good fundamental. Then definitely then try to secondary only use technical to find a buy spot. It's always advised that unless you are a very advanced investor or if you are much amateur, then I will highly advise you to follow fundamental first. Yeah.
Okay, usually you know what they say, money knows its way, correct? Yeah. The market discount everything. Maksudnya duit tahu jalan dia sendiri. Money knows its way. Okay, we move on to next question from Akram. My name is Muhammad Akram from Bachelor Investment Management. Wow. Okay, prepare Chihao. Okay, I have a question for Mr. Chihao. About your experience now, what type of news that react to the stock market? Example, is news about contract awarded or news about bonus dividend shares or mergers?
Everything will affect the share price, but you have to know this technique we call the measurement news. So you have to analyze what kind of news is really important and valid. Usually, I think the company announced result, the news is the most important for me. Especially 1 year we got 4 quarters. Every time they announce the result is the most effective. For contract, had to be alert. Usually in my experience, contract will be the price will be priced in first before they announce the contract out. Usually, in my opinion and experience, but most important is still the company earnings announcement date. So usually 1 year 4 times. Yeah, quarterly result is very important.
So this goes to your previous answer that price discount everything and money knows its way.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. We move on. Okay, from Intan Suhaiza. Hello, Mr. Chihao. I would like to ask. Okay. This is a question not for you exactly. In a way, it's for Ivy. Ivy, are you here? Ivy.
Hello, yes, I'm here.
Okay, yeah, Ivy. Okay, there's a question about career here from Intan Suhaiza. I would like to ask, to be an analyst, what would we need other than having skills and knowledge on technical analysis? So Ivy, there's a student who are interested to become an analyst. What's your advice, Ivy?
Okay, sorry. To be an analyst,
Yeah.
I guess is the ability to look at not just in your education but more on the whole how to call it. I think that is a very difficult one to answer in the sense that because you need to know how to analyze. You need to have that kind of mindset to be able to question, be able to look further than what you can see in the numbers that you look at, right? So you must have that creative and the curiosity to get more information. I think one of the most important thing is in the working world or in the analyst world, like it's more of asking the right question, getting the answer and be able to find it, and the tenacity, right, to get things that you get done. It's just also education will help, right? Getting yourself to be knowledgeable in the market, getting to know more what's happening in the world, reading up. So all this will be well prepared to be a good analyst. Yeah.
Basically, you have to be very well aware and very well versed in the field that you are researching on. Okay, Intan Suhaiza, I think she's interested, Ivy, to become one of the analysts, maybe with us in the future. CSG-CIMB. So what is your advice, Ivy, to Intan Suhaiza?
Well, everybody wants to be an analyst, it seems. Yeah, so yes. But I say you need to have that kind of ability or acumen. You can always go and apply for internship. That's one way where you can test out. Like I guess most of you are on your final year, right? Right? And you can at least look at and see whether this is something that you can do or you can your ability to be able to do it. Not everybody can be an analyst. Let's put it that way, lah. Like I say, you need that kind of how to call it. You need to know yourself in the sense that you need to know that if I want to do this job, am I able to do it? Am I my it's my what you call it? Like what we talk about just now with tenacity, talk about
Yes, it's a pinpoint accuracy workload, yeah, and it's very tough. But kepada Intan Suhaiza, okay, apa yang Puan Ivy nyatakan di sini adalah kita encourage untuk Intan melakukan internship kan dan mendedahkan diri kepada dunia analysis, ya. Mungkin Ivy in future kita akan open vacancy untuk research analyst, ya, Ivy. Okay, thank you, Ivy, for your explanation. Okay, we move on to next question. Ivy, wait, one more question about recruiting. Okay, so there's a student who is interested to become our remiser. So what should he do?
Okay, being a remiser,
Yeah.
it's easy. I guess you can ambil module 6 and 7.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Prepare yourself to be able to understand the regulations,
Mhm.
be able to do the analysis, know the financials of a company,
Mhm.
be able to do all those things. So module 6 and 7 will prepare you for that.
Mhm.
And you can always join us as a remiser. We will have position. I mean, we can. Yeah, we have position for remisers. No problem with that.
No problem, yeah. Okay, so maybe they can call in, yeah, to become our reminder. Okay, thanks, Ivy. Thanks. Okay, that will be all for Ivy. Thank you, Ivy. Okay, we move on. Next question. Okay, from Umar. Okay, Chihao. Asia X, which are running out of cash and needs to raise up to 500 million to restart the company. Okay, in your opinion, how they could survive from this problem?
Wow. Go
Do we
Jihan.
have to do? We have to double confirm, yeah, this fact. Is it too detailed of a question?
You should read our research report.
Okay.
Our analysts are airport and airline analysts, which are regional Raymond, write a piece on Asia X. It's very detailed. I think definitely the report can be answer all of you. Yeah, once you open account, you can access to CSG-CIMB research, the portal, then you search the report out. The Raymond is a very experienced analyst. He's been in the industry for many years, so he wrote about Asia X. Yeah. So in my opinion, of course, first thing we have to have the vaccine, then all the COVID-19 go away. Then that one will definitely be the first thing for me. Yeah. For the detail of the company, please read Raymond report. I think he did a fantastic job on this analyzing. Yeah.
Okay, we have 3 more last questions. Okay, let me. I'm trying to get some viewers from YouTube. Some questions from YouTube are coming in. Okay. Okay, let me see. Okay. Are we allowed to do recommendation? No. No, we don't. Are we going to do any recommendation? No, I don't think we are. It's feasible to do any recommendation. Okay, saya nak tanya Amira Najwa. There are a few questions on budget as well, ya, Chihao. So I'm going to throw it to you. Okay, saya nak tanya mengenai market outlook yang diterangkan oleh speaker Chihao. Okay, selepas budget 2021 dikeluarkan, stok mana yang paling terkesan dan disarankan untuk kita menabur? One short term and one long term. Yeah, I think we do it as general, yeah.
Long term is a banking stock. As our budget once come out, actually our banking analyst write about the banking stock upgraded the whole sector to it's been overweight for some time already. So topic is a public bank, Hong Leong Bank. So we quite positive. Put it that way, we're quite positive on banking, especially the budgeting, and we don't think the interest rate maybe your flat are not going to go down anymore. So earnings of the banking will be stabilizing, I guess. And post-COVID, now more to talking about not only the budget but the post-COVID. Actually, is economy recover. Actually, is a beneficial. Definitely will be the banking stock for the long term. And even though the short term, because the short term has been going up so strong. Yeah, for the short term, in the budget way, I still like tech personally, and for the analyzing technology sector is the right sector right now because of the 5G, electrical vehicle, automatic driving, or this kind of thing is all tech. So semicons play, especially semiconductor players, when we take a breather recently, but overall I think the trend is still uptrend as we see the technology index is still in the stage 2.
How about Green Tech, Chihao?
Green Tech actually is a very good company. Yeah, I think a part of the business is involved in EV as well. So Green Tech actually is good counter as well. Yeah, it's been growing. You see their earnings actually quarter on quarter Q on Q it's been growing, and although it's very expensive, but tax is usually like that. Okay.
Yeah, technology. Yeah.
Yeah, technology.
Okay, Chihao. Okay, and two last questions from Huda and Akamal. Okay, from Huda. My name is Huda Najiha from Bachelor Investment Management UiTM Johor. Should I sell less encouraging investment now or wait until it recovers? Wow. She's holding on. She's holding on.
One thing being an analyst is we don't usually help you to make a decision. Eventually, your buy, sell will be your own responsible and your own decision. What we provide is we provide a guideline for you. But what I'm sharing you today is market is always forward looking. What do we mean forward looking? Which means the discounting, which means people will look forward 6 months at least. So whatever market is doing right now is a 6 months forward from our physical economy. So you want to buy and sell is your own call, but you think it's the right time right now, why not? Give it a try, but manage your risk because we always see the risk management for your own portfolio is a priority thing. Yeah.
Okay, I think that's all questions today. Okay, and kepada semua yang ingin mengetahui tentang pembukaan akaun, boleh emailkan kepada Puan Bazila, hubungi Puan Bazila ataupun customer service kami ya. Okay, yang ada akaun tadi M Plus from Melaka, ada CDS akaun M Plus Melaka, dia nak buka akaun CIMB iTrade boleh ya Puan Bazila?
Boleh.
Tak ada masalah kan?
Tak ada masalah, boleh.
Okay, jadi sebelum itu saya hendak buat konfirmasi sikit di sini ya. Saya ingin menjemput ya Mr. Louis Encik Louis untuk memberi sepatah dua kata pada hari ini. Encik Louis Teh merupakan Head of Retail Product and Channels untuk CSG-CIMB Security Sembilan Berhad. Okey, saya mempersilakan Encik Louis Teh untuk memberi sepatah dua kata tentang webinar kita pada hari ini. Silakan Louis. Masalah teknikal ya sekarang. Okey, Encik Louis, anda di sana? Okey, Encik Louis, sila berikan sepatah dua kata tentang sesi kita pada hari ini. Okey, over to you Louis. Luis, I can't hear you. We can't hear you. No sound. Luis, you have to unmute yourself. There's no sound. Still no sound, Luis. Still no sound. No sound. Okay. Tak apa, nampaknya kita tak ada rezeki untuk bercakap dengan Mr. Luis pada hari ini. Okey. Oleh itu, saya ingin mengakhiri sesi webinar kita dan event kita pada hari ini. Pertama sekali, saya ingin mengingatkan kepada semua bahawa pelaburan itu adalah long learning curve proses. Kita jangan fikirkan untung saja ya Bazila. Kita fikirkan ilmu. Dan untuk mendapat ilmu, kita perlu datang ke tempat yang betul. Okey, tempat yang di mana mereka mempunyai pengalaman dan juga tauliah ilmu yang sesuai untuk mengajar kita ya. Okey, sebelum saya mengakhiri sesi webinar kita dan acara signing MoU kita pada hari ini, saya ingin akhiri dengan beberapa pantun ya, Puan Bazila. Okey.
Wow.
Okey. Wow, sikit pantun lah, sikit pantun ya. Okey. Okey. Sebab kita bercakap tentang di mana kita nak mendapatkan ilmu ya. Okey. Kalau berburu ke padang datar, dapat rusa belang di kaki. Berguru ke palang ajar, bagaikan bunga, kembang tak jadi. Jadi that's why kita kena datang ke tempat yang betul untuk mendapat ilmu. Okay, Chihao, Bazila, any last words for our participants today?
For those who really want to learn, maybe can open an account and take a view on our CSG-CIMB research portal. And inside got a lot of information, and I believe the analyst team, my team, is doing very well, doing a very great job. Basically, you can learn from there, provide you more guideline, and investment is something that you'll learn for life. Yeah, you'll be just a short term. You'll be a life doing stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
So thank you.
Okay, thank you, Puan Bazila. Kita ada 2 minit.
Okay. Pada adik-adik semua, datang dan hubungi kami. Macam tadi, my teammates Chihao cakap tadi is really true. It's lifelong learning. Kita melabur untuk keterusan, maknanya long life lah, not for short term. Dan sangat berguna nanti bila anda membuka perniagaan pun, anda perlu melakukan pelaburan untuk perniagaan anda. Sangat bagus.
Baiklah, thank you Puan Bazila. Okey, di sini saya ingin mengakhiri sesi webinar kita dan acara menandatangani MoU antara UiTM dan juga CSG-CIMB. Okey, kami minta maaf di atas semua masalah teknikal pada hari ini. Semua kekurangan yang berada di dalam webinar atau sesi kita pada hari ini, sila ikuti laman rasmi Facebook kami iCreate Islamic. Klik like, share dan follow. Ya, okey. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Assalamualaikum semua. Jumpa nanti di sesi webinar yang akan datang.
Okay.
Terima kasih.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.